Am I the butthole for refusing to listen to my parents and wanting to sue my cousin for a prank? I, 31 male, recently had my cousin, 21 male, move in with me after he got kicked out of his college dorm and had no job to pay for rent. My parents told me I needed to step up and help because I own a house, live alone with my 2 golden retrievers and 2 birds that I had since last year. My cousin would make fun of me whenever I call my pets family and thinks I'm crazy. He has a bad sense of humor and thinks he's funny. He calls me funny nicknames like Robot/Terminator/Optimus Prime and others because I wear a prosthetic leg that I've gotten after I had an infection 2 years ago. I've been patient with him causing a mess and not even doing his own laundry. It's been 3 months and it's too much already. So recently he started doing pranks and using personal things in his pranks. Like clothes/my phone/stuff from the kitchen, etc. I usually take off my prosthesis before going to bed, and since I work all day I got to bed early. Unlike him, he stays up until 3 to 4 a.m. He decided to do a prank and hid my prosthesis somewhere. I saw that it was gone in the morning. He did it twice before and hid it in his room and the garage. I had enough of his bullcrap. I asked him where he took it and he joked and said that it was inside the fridge. I was livid. I started screaming at him to stop it and to tell me where my prosthesis was before I kick him out. He realized I was being serious and told me that it was in the attic. I let him go get it, and when he brought it to me he looked worried and started apologizing when I saw the socket had cracks, the adjustment pyramid and pylon were damaged. He told me he hid it under the old TV and didn't think it was this fragile. It was there overnight, so the damage has already been done. I lost my crap. I yelled at him while all he did was apologize, saying it was just a prank, bro, which made it worse. I told him to leave and called my aunt to tell her about what her son did and that she needed to pay for the damages. Her reaction was shocking. She said that it was my fault because I knew how her son is and decided to take him in anyway, and that she won't take responsibility for his actions. I told her I'd seriously sue because I'm broke and have no money to pay for a prosthesis and crutches are unbearable. I was so angry. I kept lashing out at everyone. Especially my mom and dad, who argued with me and said that I can't sue family and this is my cousin and he meant no harm. I told them that he created this situation and needed to fix it. They called me awful for refusing to wait until Christmas is over and family gathering is over, then they'll figure something out. I told them to stay out of it, but until now they're telling me to not cause an issue. We're in the holidays and suing my cousin will make them look bad to everyone. I'm stuck here with crutches, feeling awful after they all tried to shut me up and told me to wait until holidays are over, then they'll raise money for me and my cousin gets away with it. Edit. My dad offered to fix it himself, but this is ridiculous. He thinks that this is some object like a CD player or a TV he can fix. I called him ridiculous to his face and I didn't let him touch it. He clearly thinks it's no big deal. I stopped taking his calls after that because he doesn't realize how big of an issue this is. NTA. Dude, you've got to have your leg, for F's sake. He/your family need to replace it immediately. Expecting you to use crutches till after the holidays to save Christmas or whatever is abusive nonsense. There wouldn't be trouble to start with had your grown cousin not ruined your prosthesis with a terribly stupid and immature prank. My parents only care about what outsiders think about them and never solve an issue or deal with a problem and expect me to just take it because we shouldn't be treating family like this. In other words, they have no respect for boundaries. If they only care what outsiders think, start a GoFundMe explaining exactly what happened and that your family won't step up to rectify what is effectively their collective cock-up. My first awards. I feel like I belong now. Happy holidays all. Totally agree. Start a GoFundMe page and spell out exactly what happened and that your family is not making things right. I would include your cousin's name and everyone else. Then post it in your Facebook page with a link to Toy GoFundMe page and why it exists. If all your family cares about is how they are perceived in public, let them the negative attention for what happened. If they cry foul, tell them you gave them a chance to make things right and they didn't. A GoFundMe account may have a twofold purpose of helping you with your prosthesis and publicly humiliating your family. Now you know why your cousin is so effed up. His parents never held him accountable for his actions. I would kick him out of your house immediately. I am wondering if there is potential for some type of criminal charges. Definitely consult an attorney. NTA, but your cousin and family are big time. Edit to add that you should call every member of your family, except aunt's family, and let them know how sorry you are that you will not be able to see them over the holidays. And let them know that your cousin thought it would be funny to hide your prosthesis and damaged it to the point where you can't wear it, and cousin and his parents won't agree to make good of what he did. Let them know that you will be putting up a GoFundMe page to try to get a new prosthesis and would appreciate any help that they could provide, as you have no means to deal with it all on your own. NTA. Co-signing this solution. Taking of oneself is a full-time job. It's literally not your responsibility to take of or provide anything for an irresponsible adult. Good luck. Share the link. If Santa blesses me with some money, I'll definitely contribute. I agree. He still needs to file a police report because this counts for more than theft since it is a medical device. Go to the police, but then make sure to publicly share the information and ask for help, citing that the family has decided that original post is wrong. All of this. You might feel like it's the nuclear option, but let me tell you, when he messed with your mobility equipment and then your entire family tried to gaslight you saying it's not that big of a deal, they deserve all the shame that is coming their way. This isn't a toy he broke, it's literally a medical device you need to live. It's time for scorched earth. Call the police and file a report. Do the GoFundMe. Post it everywhere. Call all your relatives and tell them what happened. And then post your link here because I will donate to it, and I bet others on Reddit will too. ETA, please kick out the cousin. He's shown you who he is. Believe him. Thanks for the awards, kind Redditors. ETA, please kick out the cousin. He's shown you who he is. Believe him. Please hear this. When he messed with your mobility equipment, you could replace this with he messed with Op's leg. That's how important it is, and consequences for cousin asshat should be treated thusly. The nuclear option is called for here. The whole situation is absolutely disgusting. Original post did this deadbeat a favor and let him move in with them, and in return they have a damaged prosthetic leg and are being told they're at fault and to suck it up. Call the police and report the theft. Also, seriously consider kicking him out of your house, and if you decide to do that, try to get the police's help. I'm not a lawyer, but in some places this could be considered assault, maybe even domestic violence. It's time for scorched earth. And don't forget to salt behind you on your way out. The cousin taking Op's leg could also count as assault in some jurisdictions. Definitely consult the lawyer, Op. Even if the charge is relatively mild, the judge is going to hate the defendant after hearing this crap. Would this also be considered a hate crime? The cousin stealing, hiding, and breaking a mobility device from a disabled person doesn't look good. Even if the result was unintended, the action was. That the entire family thinks it's no big deal is ableist. I don't know where that falls on the hate crime spectrum, but it doesn't look good for any of them. Op has a crappy family and is better off without them. You may not mean to hit someone while driving drunk, but you will still go to jail. To me, this was a deliberately malicious action, and he is lucky getting sued is all the consequence he is facing. This is abuse, and as a disabled person, calling Adult Protective Services for yourself might be warranted, and him getting some real-world consequences might do him a world of good. His dorm kicked him out over his behavior. His parents won't take him over his behavior. Maybe he needs some harsher consequences. I was thinking theft and vandalism, but it will depend on the domestic laws within his state. Some states deem that anyone living together are in a domestic relationship and therefore all property is considered civil. However, most of those states also deem prosthesis exempt, and some say treat them as a body part and say assault. Yup. The more I think about this, the more I hope original post calls Adult Protective Services on the cousin. This is assault and abuse. That he did it twice? He needs to be out. And if he ends up not he street well, maybe he will learn a lesson. Finally. This file the report. As for suing, I don't know what country you're in, but in the US your cousin is viewed as an adult, so his parents aren't responsible for his debts. You could sue him, but all you'd win is a judgment, and you can't get blood from a stone. Shame the hell out of him and your whole screwed up family for thinking it's okay to victimize a disabled person. I think it could also be charged as abuse of a disabled person. Still needs to file a police report because this counts for more than theft since it is a medical device. Now that's an interesting angle that I'd not considered. If it is indeed considered theft, I wonder if this is something insurance would cover. Then let them use their deep pockets to go after the crap-sipping cousin. malicious mischief, and it can be a felony. Co-sign this as well. They care about appearances? Let's see how they like taking someone's leg and blaming them for it. One-up this and call the local news station. See if they would be willing to do a story on you to help raise money for the new prosthetics. It's Christmas time, so they might want a story like this. I'm sorry this happened to you, and I'm sorry your own family is the cause of this crap. Yes, this. See how the family likes the world seeing them for who they really are. Oh, I like this. This entire comment up. It's not like he cracked your phone case, he broke your effing expensive prosthetic leg. You know that you need to get places. Your family deserves the public humiliation of being called out for refusing to pay up and expecting you to live on crutches for the sake of Christmas. Plus, the GoFundMe can help you take care of this without them. And if you haven't already, kick the cousin to the streets. Holidays be damned, you can't act like that and continually get away with it. I agree with you, but even if it was something like a phone case, I would expect the person who purposefully stole and hid it in a place that could damage it severely to offer to pay for repairs. My father made me repay any damages I incurred from when I was like age 7. It teaches respect. What effed up world does Op's family live in that this kid is the king of everything and everyone else has to just sit and take it? BTW, I'm sure that Op's parents have room in their house to take a newly unhoused cousin, regardless of the amount of abusive behavior he's exhibited. Because, you know, family. This, so much this. I have a friend whose family members act like this. Only when they were called out on their bad behavior, did they step up and do the right thing. Otherwise nothing would have gotten done and they would have continued to make him seem like the bad guy. Original post needs to hold his cousin and family accountable for their actions. Cry foul, unless you're making duck quacks. Sorry, minor annoyance. Doing the Lord's work. NTA. I'll donate to this cause for 2 reasons. 1. Someone got screwed over because of someone else's negligence/poor behavior and they now need a helping hand. 2. It'll embarrass and humiliate terrible people. I agree. They are treating it like a damaged object or possession. It's not an object. It's a limb. A body part. Original post needs a new one ASAP. This is awful and I'm so sorry, Op. Not the butthole. This. Do exactly this, Op. Think about how cruel they are all being to you, as well as then cheating you, manipulating you, lying to you, and gaslighting you. You do not have to put up with their terrible abuse, and it is abuse. And all you would be doing is stating facts and doing something to be able to walk. NTA. NTA, your family is enabling your cousin to be an A. He's 21 past time to get a job and start being responsible for himself. His parents can take him back in if they want, but you are certainly not obligated to. I don't care what he's going to do. I'm not taking him back. I've been too nice and he caused me an issue that was preventable and now refusing to take responsibility, and the family is backing him up and making excuses for him. Change your locks now. I was sure this prank was going to involve hurting your pets. This guy has no consideration. Stop letting your family guilt you, bro. You don't owe them and now you see they don't support you. I would block them all and consult an attorney. You might also be able to make a claim on homeowners insurance. Probably you should make a police report. This is definitely not the time to play happy families, and it's weird your parents defend his behavior. Yes, definitely file a police report ASAP. That will be helpful for suing. And yeah, if your family doesn't see why this is a big deal, go no contact. There's no reason to keep a family around that doesn't care about you. Just throw the entire family in the trash. These are all awful excuses for people. Keep their legs. At least until after the holidays, then they can work on replacing their legs. Any insurance claim would most likely require a police report. Cousin committed vandalism and who knows what other charges could be filed. If he broke anyone else's leg, it would be assault and battery. By hiding the prosthesis, I wonder if you could go for holding him against his will, particularly if Op didn't have immediate access to his crutches. What if there was a fire in the night and original post couldn't get out in time? Seriously, this went way beyond a prank and into cruel and dangerous territory. Honestly, someone messing with a disabled person really ruffles my feathers. Man needs a stint in jail. A prank specifically engineered to take advantage of ops protected class might even be classified as a hate crime. I was waiting to see someone point this out. This is absolutely the same as if someone's prank involved the harm of one solely based on the part of their identity classified as a protected class. Also, the guy just above this hole said it ruffled his feathers raised my hackles. Ruffled feathers is far too light a term for the anger I am feeling at ops' cousin and family. How do parents not give a crap that someone actively crippled their child for a joke even if it was an accident? But as original post pointed out before, this is not the first time this major gaping has taken his prosthesis and hid it up in an attic underneath something heavy, so original post would have had a hard, if not actually impossible, time getting it back on his own. Without his leg. So willfully crippling and endangering ops' life, could be charges as well as discrimination, emotionally distress, and probably a few other things. This reminds me of the prank that I saw here last week. It was forwarded from YouTube. Some YouTuber's girlfriend took his wheelchair and watched this dude crawl around the entire house for what seemed like hours, just filming it all. That isn't a prank. It's abuse. I didn't see that one, but that makes me sick to my stomach. It is abuse and not a prank. How do people get like that? It is horrible. I think it's more likely to be considered domestic abuse, seeing as they're family and living together. The fact that it's related to a disability should make the punishment more serious, though. If you go through insurance, do not effing tell them he was a permanent resident of your home. Tell them you were letting him crash for a little bit. If you say he's a resident relative, they don't have to cover vandalism. It's the same principle as arson, you can't burn your own dwelling down and collect for it. But also, don't commit insurance fraud, so don't lie if they ask how long he has been living there. If you lie, you give the power to your cousin to F you over even worse. Same, I was so worried once he mentioned his pets. Sue him right now. Please file a police report. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.